What's up?
Hello.
Bonsoir, grand-père.
Huh?
I said bonsoir, grand-père, but I said it with an American
Yeah,
accent.
that's what my granddaughter calls me for some reason.
So I hear, because it's sophisticated, that's why. So we have special guests.
Oh,
Yeah. And
you've got the House and the Senate both back there.
they're all here tonight.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
It can be, don't do it. Do it. No, don't do it. Do it. No, don't. You'll end up in a striped suit like me. Do it. You look good in stripes.
Too much fun.
I'm
It just,
having plenty of fun, which,
yeah.
again, I've been accused of being cavalier in the face of seriousness.
You know,
I'm flattered.
what's serious today is not serious tomorrow, but it may be serious B as far as the location of the aliens
Ask Dr. Greer, he knows.
when they finally reveal it, right? One of my favorite things is people like Avi Loeb, they go, ooh, the Pleiades, let's say, right? Right? Mini Avi, right? So Mini Avi goes, let's say he ever said anything about the Pleiades because other people do talk about it, like, you know, oh, let's see if we can pick somebody. Things that are forbidden, like knowledge. How's that for a website, right? Right? Anyway, they talk about the Pleiades. It's like, oh, the seven stars, kind of like they're all like right there when they don't realize there's like maybe 100,000 light year difference from one to the other because it has depth as a constellation. It's not just a flat picture. Okay.
It's like
So
the
anyway,
flat earthers.
yeah, yeah, they kind of get mixed up there a little bit.
Does that mean they're flat spacers?
Huh?
Does that mean that they're flat spacers?
Flat, flat spacers?
Yeah, because if they think like it's flat.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a natural progression. I'm glad you brought it up because we have been stuck in Flatlanders forever. Everybody read that book, obviously, not. And then we went to, the Flatlanders showed up and called it the Flat Earthers. And now, thanks to you, we have added flat spacers to the universe. All right. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
My friends are
I
really
like it.
happy. They're
Yeah,
flattered.
flat spacers. We have something to look forward to.
You
Seriously.
know, what about the alien Greer? What's up with him, man? Like he had another National Press Club meeting.
I went to one of those.
Did you go did you go to the same one that the other person who shall not be named went to? Is it the same one where Sherry Adamak was there?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
I
the
think
same one.
like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, there was one.
I don't know. Did you go to the one like back in 2012 or the first one? Because I think that's where some
No, I let me see. No, I was not at the one in 2012. I was the one after that. But
well, a mutual acquaintance was going to speak and then was told to sit down and then complained that they were basically jailed and made to STFU and they
yeah,
still don't understand why. So were you at
well,
that one? Is that the same one you were at?
I don't know. I'd have to look up the date. I think, like I said, this was a few years ago. It couldn't have been more than 10 or 12 years ago. So maybe about that time period though. So would that 2012, 2014, somewhere in there.
I didn't pay that much attention, to be honest.
Yeah.
It got tedious.
So anyway, to answer your question about if there was alien takeover of a human being, we could ask ourselves, what would that look like, right? And of course, a name immediately pops up as the ongoing interface with the federal government. And it starts with a G, and it sounds like here. How's that for skirting around the problem?
Well, I mean, is that kind of like when you go out and get in front of it and say, I was offered $2 billion and I declined. So like right, you're up front with some story that makes you look like you're a good guy and you're not in it for the money.
Yeah, well, that's just virtue signaling. I mean, holier than thou, and I represent the good aliens, and do not pay attention to all those abductions and disappearances and cattle mutilations and the hand of God, finger of God scribbling in the wheat fields of Europe,
But that's
because
what you say.
they don't do it in Oklahoma. I've never seen a, what do you call
Crop
those?
circle?
Crop circle. I've never seen a crop circle in Oklahoma. All right. We don't have Englishmen here stomping on the blades of the grass or whatever they do, right? So, so just shows you it's a local phenomenon, just like the Earth. It may not be a galactic phenomenon. There may not be a galaxy.
Maybe
But
it's just
goodness, we
it's just
have people.
simulation. Well, I mean, there's a good chance that all of this actually is a simulation,
Yeah.
isn't there?
I don't know. It's just like, oh, they release the files. Like, look at me,
Oh,
mommy. I can do my ABCs. That's about the
oh,
equivalent.
yeah, it's
Income.
shapes. It's triangles and spheres
No, no,
and
it's
try
not.
and cigars. And then there's this.
Yeah, it's like this.
It's good when we both do it at the same time because there's dog mark. That happened. That was dog mark today. Today's dog mark.
One of the great things about aerodynamics and physics is if you get rid of the rules of aerodynamics and physics, you can make a craft in any shape you want, right? It doesn't have anything to
If you
do
get rid of
once you get rid,
rules, you can
huh?
do lots. If you get rid of rules, you can do a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I think that, they show tic tacs and they show triangles and they show flying pyramids or whatever. I think they should take inspiration. I should do that. I can take my hair down
Do it.
too.
Do it. Take your hair down, baby. Do it. Hello, beautiful.
No,
Woo! Do
you're the only
it.
one fighting. Do I do that? But anyway, I think they should take inspiration from the Macy's Day Parade as far as space vehicles that they want to create.
And do floats down
Yeah,
Fifth
like
Avenue.
take those floats and make them into spacecraft. Think how much more entertaining that would be to the child in all of us, right? Than seeing something that's all like sleek metal, no shape, no, you know what I mean? Maybe they need
Kind of
shapewear.
like this, like no shape, just it's
Oh,
just blob,
oh,
it's just there. Like
oh, that's beautiful. Maybe they need shapewear. Like I think that's a big subject among certain people, right? In fact, I think that sponsoring today, War Day, is for
yes, yes.
everybody that has a belly, and it's available when this releases next week, Friday. So when we
Blank,
release it, the book should be available.
blank,
Yep,
blank.
on Amazon and Books Buy, and everybody should buy a copy. If you have yeah, we'll go with everybody has a belly in America. Every major corporation, every school, every family. If you want to get ahead in the world, this is how you start. So there.
Makes sense to me.
And call me. My phone
Good.
number is there.
Definitely. Call him. Call that man right there. Do it.
Yeah.
Do
So
it.
anyway, we have the equivalent of the first grade, what do you call them? Storybook,
Yeah.
fantasy. Um, I don't even know what all to call this thing. Maybe it's like young adult romance story. That's what we have with Greer and Trump and God dang, it's just a mutual admiration society. I
I
gotta
don't
tell
know, but like, is it though? Really?
you. And I only have one thing to say about the Middle East. The war in the Middle East. Are you ready?
Yeah.
There was a young lady who was a film star in Italy, and she got elected to the government, right? To the I don't know what they call it over there, parliament or something. And she went on live TV and said that she was willing to have,
Relations?
conjugal relationships with Saddam Hussein if he would foster or promote peace in the Middle East.
I
And I
thought you were
think
going to
that,
say she was willing to have relations with an alien. I
well,
thought
no, no,
that's where you were
no, wait,
going.
let me get there.
Oh,
Because she was willing to do that to promote peace in the Middle East. And as a leader of her country, I think she could serve as a example for the leaders of our country, right?
yeah.
They should pursue a similar path to promote peace on the Middle East. How's that?
Instead of trafficking children and drugs?
No,
Like what?
they need to get in the game. They need to get in the game. They can't be using proxies. Remember, we're dealing with what was it? Proxy
Proxy
politician?
fix
Yeah.
with epoxy fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, all this proxy stuff, proxy war with Russia, proxy war with, I don't know who the hell we're proxy warring with Iran. I think we're just like boys with boys with toys. How's that? Big boys with big toys. That's it. That's all it is. I don't know anybody that says, hey, let me pack up my belongings and head to the Middle East so I can play in this game. That's illegal, by the way, right?
But there are so many things that are illegal that just keep happening anyway. It seems that that's the way.
Yeah. So they all appear to be having a great time while we're here trying to figure out whether to buy a Starbucks coffee for $8 or a gallon of gas for $8. So there you go.
Is that how much gas is now? I have not needed to
Oh,
get
in
gas.
California, it's even more
What?
because, yeah, it's like $9, $10
What
out
are you
there.
talking about? And is that why he's saying he wants to get rid of the tax on gas because it's too
Yeah,
expensive or the
right.
tariff or something?
Yeah, if you look at the price of a gallon of gas and you look at the gas tax was meant to provide a reserve of funds for the repair of highways and infrastructure, bridges, whatever. And not
Okay.
$1 has ever come out of that fund. So you got to ask yourself, they're so fine, where does the money go? Right? That money disappears every year. So, and of course, you would have to have an audit to figure that out. And nobody wants one of those because we're audit averse in our government.
In
Yes,
our
yes,
government, it bleeds down into society. Nobody likes to be audited. Nobody. Like I've run
yeah,
into two people this week and I'm having a problem because they refuse to be audited. They refuse to supply required documents and then expect somebody to perform without documents and they're obstructing the
yeah,
performance, which would then help them,
right,
which is, then clearly so there's an ulterior motive then.
right. Yeah, the withholding of information is legal on their side, but not your side, just so you
So
know.
weird, the double standard that gets implemented.
Oh my goodness. Now we're into the duality of the universe again.
Yeah, but if the
Anyway, what got you wound up this weekend about,
what got me wound up about all of
UAPs,
it is that
UAPs, which is you know,
whatever
that,
whatever they think is in our space, I'm telling you that we've been in their space because they were here first. That's all.
okay, okay. So we're the
So we're the
Parasites.
intruders, we're the parasites, and we need to shut up and stop acting like idiots.
It's I think when they stopped building temples to the gods and started building all these metal box religion locations, kind of like franchises. Everybody could take a franchise on God or Jesus and make their little box with no windows. And of course, we've evolved from those days of silent prayer to what? Rock bands, poetry, right? I mean, it's a multimedia experience to go to one of those churches. Big box churches, kind of like the Walmarts of religion. There you go. And what are you going to do when, you know, the UFO people show up? We need to give them a name. I mean, aliens is like so overused. But, you know, what are you going to do when they show up and all your physics go out the door, all your religions go out the door, all your social orders go out the door, all your ideas and concepts of everything from the, anything in the universe goes out the door. And what door does it go out? The portal to the aliens, right?
It's so dumb.
I got to get me one of those portals.
No, we just have to know where one is and just step through it because this is not,
Ron has a portal.
he does.
Everybody does that.
I don't like it. I
Yeah.
think it's silly and I think we're back to consciousness. We're back to every single human being wandering on this planet in physical form has an awareness before it's a physicality. And
Yeah.
I wish the psychology, like, and then we have baby Huey Louie talking about um how we don't have that technology and the technology is beyond our thing,
Um,
and then if we start talking about where stuff is, then our enemy this and our world enemy there. It's like, at what point? And this is not like Ronald Reagan. It
yeah.
doesn't need to be a fake alien or a real alien or whatever attack. At what point does the psychology of the species change to be inclusive of one another as Earth dwellers, Earthlings, as a one, like we live in this part, but we're all Earthlings. When are we going to start collaborating as like not hive mind, but at least recognizing that we're one thing.
Well,
And
that's that's asking a lot of the universe or God or whatever,
no,
right?
the universe already knows that. It's why is it asking a lot of all of the little
Okay.
individual sparks to figure out that
It-
they're fire?
because in our little minds, right,
Oh,
they have finally told us the truth of the universe. Aliens exist out there, not here, out there, still out there until they're here. And what they have done is cause us to say one thing, reveal one truth, the one truth. The UFO files are more important than the Epstein files. Remember that guy?
who?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, you talk about things that are top secret, and then there's like 19 levels above that. I think, let's see, supposedly the UFO files were like number one. They're actually number three. But the Epstein files is number four. So they're not going to do anything on either one of those because they're above your need to know. I love that one, right? That's why God also invented remote viewing and be able to tap into energy fields and information fields anywhere in the universe so that we could get around that little
Because
prohibition.
psychic is fake. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
So, yeah.
But Wi-Fi is real.
So this is prohibition as written in the 20s and 30s. It's the same program. We're going to restrict it for 50, 75 years, and then we're going to turn it loose on the public and everybody can go get drunk on it. Woohoo, right? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. The only reason they're releasing it because they're getting ready to put a superhighway right through our planet.
Well, I mean, they start fires, which happen to coincide with the high-speed rail they want to put in California.
No, that.
Like, how does that work when the fire goes exactly where you want to put your rail?
I was supposed to be on that high-speed rail project in California as one of the
The
project
dog is
managers.
barking at the aliens.
Yeah. And you look at where that went, and that'll give you an idea of the management of the UFO program that's underway, right?
She just noticed. She's been in here this whole time. She just noticed that these aliens are here. She's growling. She doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a atavistic response of our base nature to be afraid of aliens, right? Despite what Greer says. Yeah, get him, boy. Get him. Hunt him up. Yeah, you need to be afraid. They're liable to put the green-eyed death ray on you or something.
If we ever moved to Boggy Creek, we'd be in trouble, man. She'd be barking all night long, pretty sure.
Uh,
Anywhere in nature.
yeah, I'd be more trusting of animal intelligence rather than political intelligence or our own intelligence agencies. They just need to buy a dog. That's all there is to it, right?
You know, if only the world were run by dogs. They're smarter than we are.
Yeah, I do a little barking, a little showing out, and then go about their business, right?
That's right. And then take a big long nap.
Yeah,
It's
and
easy.
then the ones that act out, us Indians used to eat for dinner. So there you go.
So easy. It's a
It
dog.
was only 100 years ago, people. Get over it.
Well, so I mean, what is going to change is forget the aliens. The technology that has been being used on the Schneid, that's real. To what
Yeah.
end? Nobody knows. There's definitely been some kind of hanky-panky with DNA and hybridizing something with humans.
Oh, no, no, no.
No?
Wait, now you're getting into, see, they don't ever tell you like where they're going with this. And so one of the biggest projects been going on, remember all the biolabs and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And remember
CRISPR.
5G and 6G and all that other 10G.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Remind me about 6G. Go ahead.
Okay. So if you combine those two, what you have is the ability to influence cellular activity at a frequency range, being able to be transmitted over the airwaves, we'll call it, right? Now, if you can frequency program, you can download information, just like when we listen to a song on the radio. You can download information into the cells to the point that you get molecular change, right? And so if you have molecular change, you can get genetic change, and you can turn around and influence everything from our bodily processes, which we were taught in grade school, all the way up to our mental processes, which is the continuation of MK Ultra into something called social media today. That's the progression. And so they're already there because they're trying to be able to, like, what was Bezos and someone talking about being able to download your consciousness into a chip? So if you can download into a data disk, we'll call it, and turn around and be able to transfer that to another person as contained memories, or you could broadcast them and be able to be picked up by an individual who has certain metallic components in their body because their body chemistry has been altered by vaccines and food and air and water. Right?
Right.
Welcome to
So
the
that
world.
basically, Randy could be streaming Leanne through his own
Yes,
whatever.
yes. No, that's it. About 8 months ago, they hijacked the nighttime dream states and
Right? But 10 months
started
ago,
it started
2015.
programming people to have, and the programming was to elicit responses that they could download into what we would call an avatar. They can create today an avatar of you based on your behavior, your buying patterns, everything about you that's all out there. And now you have a reason for the data centers because everyone, one of those could pull up a avatar of you that is predictive of your personality and actions. And not only that, the ability to program into that avatar, which in turn programs you at a molecular level or cellular level. So there you are. That is the state of current science. All right.
What if you have not been jabbed with the COVID jab? Does it not matter? Like the MRIs, they're going to get you somehow, so it doesn't mean
No,
you can't escape or what?
they call it delivery vehicles, water, air, food.
Oh,
But see,
come
they're moving
on.
away from all that though. They don't need that anymore because they can do it all electronically.
Okay, so Spectrum, I told you, I think lowered my bill by half because my mom had some legacy account, whatever. So
Yeah,
then I get this modem and then I sign into the modem, but it's not showing me options 2G and 5G. So I'm on the phone with the Spectrum agent who's helping me activate my modem. And I
right.
say, how come I'm not seeing options for 2G and 5G? She says, oh, the new modems, they decide for you. So they'll put all of your smart TVs will go on the 5G. And if you have like appliances like a refrigerator or a dryer that's on Wi-Fi or your Roomba, the vacuum, that'll go on the 2G. But all cell phones, if they're 13 or higher, go on the 6G. I said, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's another example. I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm incorrect, that they discussed 5G and 4G, like when they were upping to 5G, that it was on the news. Like they
Yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah.
But have
They
you
don't
heard
talk
a
about,
have you heard a meowing word about 6G being turned on anywhere? Suctrum is using 6G on my
yeah.
cell phone right now.
Yeah. No, they let out one little blurb about they were releasing 9G. All right.
What?
Yeah, and that disappeared really quick. All right.
That's
Yeah,
terrifying.
so
Like,
if you look at the news with the data centers and everything, now you know why they want data centers, you know how big they are, you know how much computing power they have. And the thing that they leave out is that you have to be able to transmit whatever information you want. And so we have the backbone is let's see, what, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, probably 9G would be the backbone of that. And then you have the data center that holds the information and the avataric presence of your own self, absent your physical body. And basically, at some point, they don't need your body anymore, and goodbye, America, goodbye, the world.
what
Right?
does that even mean? Like, are we going to be dead and gone when this happens, or are we going to have to endure this?
You know, everybody here bought a front row seat to to what's going on, and I'm telling you, popcorn should be your favorite snack if you're ever thinking about any of this stuff.
So, I mean, literally, all we can do is watch it unfold and pray that the people in charge decide to 180-degree turn. Because is it actually true that what they have and they are using to weaponize space and fight off the aliens because they're real could also be used to clean the planet and eliminate poverty and just flip everything on the planet? Is that actually true, or is
Yeah.
that just some big pile of horse pucky?
No, if you give a boy a toy, he's going to have to try it out somewhere. Right? And since we're the only planet that we have access to at this time, we're going to try out everything we can think of on ourselves. And so we are truly experimental animals in a cage that you can't get out of or off of. And that's why the only thing you can do is withdraw, but that just takes you out of the game. It makes you a non-participant. It doesn't actually change. You can't change anything by removing yourself from the game. And if you decide to involve yourself with the game, you're not able to do that because they have, what do you call it, de-escalated your ability to escalate into true anger anymore. How many people you know can go into true anger? Unless their name's Karen or something. That's a bad joke.
That was a bad
Anyway,
joke. I should put my
uh,
hand down when you said that.
one of the great things about the little, what was a Monday Night Live episode at the press club, right? How many people looked like they were angry at the events going on?
I saw Jaime Maussan like this, and he
Yeah,
did his little speech, and
no,
then he was checking his
yeah,
Instagram right after that.
yeah. If you freeze frame the whole thing, you had people still drinking, still eating. You had people pulling guns and shooting, and nobody's angry. Nobody is like, that intense, like, combat stance that comes when you want to kill, you want to see live dead bodies, right? It's like none of that showed up. So that's a desensitized, programmed um, course of action, and it's really bad production values. That's my thing about our current state of assassination around the world. Right? Even the Russians seem to have withdrawn from it because they just don't have the uniforms or the suaveness of 007. Remember,
Sweet.
Russia's supposed to call us so we could create for them an aesthetic appeal that would go around the world, rather this one of fat Russians, right? Oligarchs. And remember, if they have a big belly, Russia needs to buy this book. So there you go. Full circle.
Just keep holding
Call,
that book up there.
call me, Glad. Call me. We can straighten it out. Leanne and I are available, right?
Oi, oi. Okay, so here's another thing I've been pondering. You know how you said hair is like antenna, and the longer it is,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
right?
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's not because I'm showing off my hair. I'm just saying when the ends get a little fried, right? Do they not work as well? So, I mean, do you want to trim it so that the ends are like flaring open a little bit?
No,
No?
it's the formula when I grew up was 100 brushes a night.
Uh-huh.
100 with a natural boar bristle or whatever brush, not these plastic ones. And that was a nighttime ritual to brush your hair out that way.
Yep.
My sisters did it. They all have beautiful hair. My mom did it. She had beautiful hair. So,
Well, my mom did it. She had beautiful hair and she started going to a place called George Michael, and Mr. Michael was this Russian guy, and he
yeah.
was a nut for long hair.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking Russians know about psychic stuff.
Who?
Russians, like it's normal. Like I think in Russia, psychic stuff and remote viewing is normal. It's not some
Yeah.
phenomenon there, you know.
No.
And they go into it. They use it to help people who have learning disabilities. They apply it
Oh, yeah, yeah,
within their own right. So
yeah.
so it wouldn't surprise me if this guy was a long hair nut because he knew about
Yeah.
energy and
Yeah.
long hair was the thing. And he would always say you have to keep it all one length, all one length, always. He was all one length. Don't no layers, all one length.
Years ago, golly, maybe 20 years ago, I had a following in Russia. Okay. Somehow I got popular over there for a little while. And the popularity was among the women shamans, the women medicine women of these villages and stuff. And somehow I worked on a couple of people, and then they passed me up, and I started getting in these conversations. And one of the things is that all those societies, all shamanistic societies, basically had long hair. Okay. Now, all these people that claim to do meditation and everything shave their heads, and shave its head became popular when it was originally a form of ostracism. Because if you committed a crime like in India or China or wherever, they would cut your hair off to let people know you were a criminal and that you were ostracized from human contact. So there you go. So now what do? We have convoluted that into like the bald people are beautiful, right? Without any kind of awareness of what that does to their own awareness or sensitivity. And that does not include people with alopecia or that have genetic issues or radiation issues or whatever. And that's another point is that all the hair falls out in radiation treatments, and that should tell you that they're killing your sensitivity and your connection to your own body.
My
My opinion.
mother-in-law refused her third round. Like she had
Yeah,
3 rounds, then she had something removed, then she had 2 rounds, and she said, I'm not doing the last round. I'm done. If it kills me, but this is going to kill me if I do it. So she didn't do it and she was fine. Although she did end up having some Alzheimer's issues.
yeah,
But other than that,
yeah. You
she
think,
and these people trusted their doctors, but even at a certain point, she had enough intelligence, I
yeah,
guess, and awareness to know when enough was enough.
yeah. And that's like if you take all those data centers, if you take all the chips being manufactured and all the Elons in the world, and you're telling me you can't AI develop a treatment for cancer that would be 99% effective with no side effects, that makes no sense at all. And especially if you could transmit it via the airwaves, because apparently they can do that. They call it fast track cancer as a weapon that CIA developed over years ago. So there you go.
And that they use, I mean, this is more MK Ultra development and streamlining and upgrading and
Yeah.
slickening. It's so yucky.
Yeah.
So yucky. So
Yeah. So,
articulate.
so the
Yucky.
data centers could be used just like the money that the United States spends all over the place to improve the population of the world, to improve the function of the world. But no, no, no. Boys with toys, big boys with big toys.
Well,
Maybe if they didn't have big bellies, they could actually be better people. Do you
well,
think?
they should hook up with DJT, who seems, like you said, to be helping with people who are overweight. So first, maybe it should be like a tier thing. First, you go see Donald J. Trump, and then you get skinny because you have to like deal with his nonsense. And then you skip to the next part where, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have to stick your NDE course in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So genetic, um, what Elon Musk actually, if you look at what they say about they're able to upgrade the software. Think about that on a car over the airwaves, right? No problem. Did it ever occur to you that they were going to do that to you? See, that's the next step or evolution of that idea, and it's going on right now. So
Okay, well, what's to stop a member of the public who knows how to remote view and or feel into energy to use what they're doing, and then start why can't we use some MK Ultra on Oh, I
Okay.
don't know. Target somebody who's making a very important decision with other people's lives and 6G them into some kind of coherence because right now they're knocked out. How
So
do you do that?
Elon said his favorite books was Isaac Asimov, the Foundation series, right? And not the horrible, convoluted, you know,
Apple TV
eviscerated
version.
program that Apple TV did. That just shows you what happens when government gets involved. But anyway, the foundation series had in it what was called the second foundation. The first foundation was technological, nucleonics, all these things have been denied as space travel. And the second one was strictly parapsychology, the use of the mind to influence other people. And, dear old Elon and others have hinted at it and hinted at it. And that's what, like I say, that's why you're getting all this exuberance in the stock market on chip stocks and data centers and now they need the energy that can't be provided by traditional sources. So now they're going to open up nucleonics, small scale nuclear reactors, just like they use on our submarines and stuff. And then, once they open that up, well, that's the kind of the end of the technological first foundation. But then what it does, it ushers in the second foundation, which is total mind control.
Where does AGI come in?
Oh, that's mind control. That's the only thing it's useful for. Because you think they're going to use it to solve people's problems or the Earth's problems or humanity's
Well,
problems?
but they
No.
see, this is it. There's that dualistic thing, you know. Is there another version of Earth where they are actually using it for good? Like, are we stuck on this one?
Oh, we could look. I mean, even Dr. Hawkins said there were two other locations of human being type civilizations in the universe. One of them at 26.5 or 6 light years away, and one of them at 47.4. I looked them up. There's star systems out there. And AGI on the first one is no, and the second one is no. So, as far as the three closest humans, us and those two, the answer is no. AGI is not um, running those planets at this time. But one of the things that's interesting is if you had full AGI, how long do you think a war would last, like the war in Iran?
It wouldn't have started in the first place because it's not worth.
Yeah. It would have been what we call optimized, right? All your actions would be optimized. And so that becomes, remember, like I teach, integration, synchronization, congruency. Integration is what they're working on now to get all these things in a row, and then congruent and synchronization, get them to work together in an efficient manner, and then you'll get congruency, which is the ability to use that to work out problems. That's the current stepping stones that they're going through. Okay. But when they fully get there, woohoo, baby. uh, we'll have a good time in the old town tonight.
At what point can somebody who's like just a civilian again reach in and figure out how to just at least just skim the top of what they're doing and just quietly use it to their advantage and adapt,
Oh,
not adopt all this nonsense?
well, originally they were called covens. They the idea that we get a dozen people that would focus on one thought or one chant or I mean we do it at Solstice when we have 1,000 people doing one chant. You're creating a vibrational entity. How's that?
Well, so 6G.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
vibrational entity that everybody is going to entangle with which everybody's going to entangle whether they want to or know it or not.
yeah. That's the thing. Part of the
It's
reason I
like
wrote
rape.
that is that you would be able to maintain the self in the face of all this.
Well,
Okay.
that's why you got to understand energy at least enough to
That-
keep your
yeah,
boundaries.
that's why I call it guided self-directed energy work. That's what it's about, is to move us into a position. just think if you had, you have a bunch of people protesting. Well, what does that do? You emit anger out into the universe, and anger is the opposite and the flip side of fear. But what if you had a group of people that actually wanted to activate a major change in a person? Oh, that's MK Ultra. That's what the Russians were doing back in the Iron Curtain or whatever that book was,
I
right?
need a Russian attorney,
Yeah,
like literally a Russian
I
attorney
I
from the
wouldn't,
CIA.
right? Uh,
Wow. Just wow.
yeah.
A friend of mine, her name is her handle is the Skeptical Psychic. She's an attorney by trade, and she worked with a fella named Ingo Swann. She knew him and hung out with him for a minute.
Well, that's everything you see on the remote viewing today is a flawed program that was developed by SRI and Russell Targ and all those. And it goes through the intellect and ignores the spirit or consciousness. And that's what I told Russell Targ like 10, 15 years ago. You're doing it wrong.
What about Bob Monroe? Is he doing it wrong to also?
Um, my opinion is that he's a bit of a loose cannon in it, right?
Why?
Well, everybody needs a purpose in life. How's that?
Like that little song that I sent you that I found on the
Yeah,
Instagram?
yeah,
It was
yeah.
kind of clever.
So, so if your purpose is to just observe, we would call you a voyeur, right? So SRI and remote viewing is voyeurism writ large. How's that? Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you were actually had a purpose in it, then you would use that to move yourself or society forward. So you would remote view information that would be beneficial. That's when I work on a person. In some ways, I'm not remote viewing. I'm interrogating the information energy fields to find answers or solutions that would benefit them, right? And one of the things about remote viewing, we go, well, if the CIA developed it and SRI and whoever else, ONI, then what was the benefit of what they were doing, right? Who did it benefit? Okay. In other words,
Wow.
I haven't seen any positive outcome of all that. All I keep seeing on the internet is, oh, I've remote viewed, there's going to be an earthquake or a volcano's going to go off. Well, welcome to the world. That happens every day, right?
Okay, well, there's got to be a way to remote view into, like, I already, maybe this is a private conversation. I don't know, because I don't need to talk about what I've done, but like my intuition is telling me certain things about certain people in a certain situation, and I know what I'm
Yeah.
seeing,
Yeah. Yeah.
but nobody's hearing me.
Yeah. Well, it's when people of similar nature and purpose get together. I mean, ultimately, War Day was meant to give a person the ability to have some sort of influence over their own energy
Mm-hmm.
in direct response to the fact that we are losing access and control of our own energy daily.
Mm.
So, the answer to the problem is what's called self-organizing collectives, where a group of people would set aside all differences to be able to participate in actions that would benefit the whole, right? Either the group or the whole society. It doesn't take, well, it does. It takes 2 or 3% of the population to involve themselves in it. And so we're asking for like, I don't know, 6 million people or something to get on the program. So, you
But then
know,
again, it's the psychology needs to get uh, unaltered, and like, but see, that's the thing. You've got to, And I hate to say this, somebody's got to come in and reprogram, like defrag and reprogram, like reset and reprogram the collective consciousness because whoever's doing it right now has demented it.
Yeah. Well, the problem is what you've stated there is what we call salvation theology. We want somebody else to do it. You know, the
Okay.
ideal in what I've been teaching and obviously this book is that you need to do it to yourself. You need to raise your own energy to the point that you're able to um, have a greater awareness, greater intellect, whatever you want to call it, to the point that you would be able to literally rise above. That's the language. You could rise above long enough to determine a course of action on your own, not one that was given to you by the media, right? Go, hantavirus, go.
Oh my God. I
Uh,
joke about, who needs to go on a cruise? You can just get in my car with the rats. I had my engine steam cleaned and they were back again. I've
yeah.
got my car smells like a peppermint mobile with a little faint chaser of rat pee. Like I cannot get them to
Oh, I have an answer to that.
BB gun.
No. You get like an aquarium, right, with a pet snake in it, like a rat snake, right?
And you put it what in the engine?
Yeah, you put it in the engine bay, right? And you can go out and, take it out during the day and play with it or whatever. And at night, you put it back in there because I guarantee they're not going to get in there with that around, right? They can smell it, right?
Oh my
So,
God. I can smell them. That's not what I want.
yeah. And that just shows you the biggest problem in New York City
It's
is
not the politicians, it's actually the rats.
it's the rats, right?
So bad.
And
They're
and
big
what?
too. They're big. They
Yeah,
are big, big,
yeah, yeah.
big.
I know. I have the scar on my arm where one bit me when I was 8 years old.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Stop.
it was stealing our potatoes. That's how big they were. And in the middle of the night, that thing ran over and bit me. I pulled the gun and started shooting, and I got beat for shooting a gun in the house. See, that's our society today, right?
Right. That's
Defend
backwards.
yourself, and
That's
then
like,
you get beat for it, right? And you go, it was the rats. The rat bit me first. That's what I said.
that's right.
Right?
Exactly. Oh my
Yeah.
God. The
And we
logic
and we
there.
were too poor to go to the hospital or anything, so you just basically got slapped and told to go back to sleep, right? Too
Wow.
funny. Anyway, if there is such a hanta thing, then think about New York City. Think
I
about
don't
the
want
great
to think about New York
potential.
City. I want to
Oh, what the great
flee.
potential they have.
I have my sound set certain way, so you cannot hear what's going on outside. I'm like yelling over motorcycles right now. They're just like up, up, like a pack of 30 of them just go up and it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, one of the things they said after a nuclear exchange that they talk about the radiation. They don't talk about the fact that the rat population would go nuts looking for food and would explode like 100 times, right? And they'll gnaw through the walls to get to you. We should make a movie about it.
Oh no. That certainly is not Ben or Willard or whatever Crispin Glover's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Willard. I don't
yeah.
like it.
Like the Willard Hotel in DC is the
Oh, come on.
rat den. The rat den. There you go.
Do they serve blue chicken for dinner?
Huh?
They serve blue chickens for dinner?
Blue chicken? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
for dinner.
Yeah, they have the Blue Chicken Shrine is at the Museum of Art in DC. I have a picture of me there worshiping at the because not worshiping, I'm their vicar on earth, the Blue Chicken cult, call me.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good to know that you're a member of the church now.
Yeah, the Blue Chicken Blue
Blue
chicken.
chicken church.
Yeah, blue
Say
chicken
that
church.
10 times. Blue chicken church, blue chicken church, blue chicken
Yeah.
cha
And
cha cha.
if you're in need of blue chicken salvation, give me a call.
How
All
about
right.
some blue chicken salad?
Huh? Yeah, blue chicken salad. Hey, we
Maybe
could
that's the
add
name
that.
of this episode, blue chicken
We,
salad.
yeah, we could add it to the zombie cookbook, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Good. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah. So
But rats don't read. It's going to come up bupkis for the rats. They're not going to be able to make the
rats,
recipe.
yeah, rats don't read. I like that for a title too.
That could be a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You ready for some questions?
Oh yeah. Hit me with it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Um, are there sorcerers or conjurers who have figured out how to operate outside of our construct? Well, my friend Nancy Dutertre, the skeptical psychic, she can tell you all about that. She had some
Wait,
nasty
what? Say it.
But my friend Nancy, she had
Yeah.
some nasty interactions with a wizard in Russia. Some dude who
Yeah.
claimed to be a wizard, and there was all kinds of whackness going on there. So,
Yeah.
yeah, are there sorcerers or conjurers who have figured out how to operate outside of our construct? Asks Matt.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. You know the path of development to be a wizard, okay, which is basically a person who uses energy and thought to transform matter and other energies. Okay, that's it. And now, are there people? Yes, I do that. Anybody at remote view does that. Anybody that prays does that. Anybody that meditates does that to some degree. It's just that if you were going to be a true wizard, you would go through a program. Remember thaumaturgy, magic, study of magic. And it used to be a little more prevalent than it is today, more acceptable in the 1900s. But now, they call you a Satanist or some other crap.
Mm.
But yeah, what you're doing is developing the capacity of the human mind to be interactive at a higher or more extensive or expanded level. And that requires one thing, it requires awareness. And the awareness requires one thing, which is energy. We're back to that again. So, so the answer is yes. Are there people that are capable of influencing you with their own energy? Duh, right? Our Lord and Savior DJT, I mean, they're all over the place. Every every charismatic leader in the world is using their own energy and consciousness to influence yours, right? And then we go back to Epstein. What the hell was he doing? So, so there's good wizards and bad wizards. How's that?
Yeah, that makes sense to me in my head. I always answer you and say that,
Yeah,
but it
just
does.
go read Lord of the Rings. It was all about it, right? It'll tell you all kinds of things. The main thing it said Lord of the Rings was that there were ants, there were trees that actually could communicate, right? So anyway, go ahead.
Like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah,
I
so
like
there are wizards. It is a practice that is it generally takes about 30 or 40 years, by the way. And if you get it wrong, you get to be like Aleister Crowley or JPL, what was his name? Alan Parsons, Jack Alan Parsons, right? They were heavy into trying to become wizards, but they were doing it in a bad fashion, just like my opinion of people that do SRI remote viewing. So, all right.
Yeah, there are different kinds of remote viewing. There's SRI, then there's C
Yeah. Let's do
something.
it this way. How many, we'll give them grades of 1 to 10. Wizard grade 10 would be the highest grade. On the earth right now, how many are there? 34. How many grade nines? About 2,000. How many grade eights? About a 250,000. I mean, there's people around there that are doing this. And, there was a recent story about how bad and obnoxious and untrue Carlos Canada, whatever. It's like he was introducing you to the idea there's wizards out there. And what they're dealing with is things that we now see as entities and spirit attachments and demons. And so that world has its own knowledge. It has its own universities. It has its own graduation rituals, right?
Mm.
And those people exist. If we go to grade, let's say it's a grade two, there's like 31 million of those people around the world.
Yikes.
And you can be influenced by them just sitting there, right? I'll give an example. I was in the casino in Maryland or somewhere, and I decided to play with the baccarat tables. And I sat down with 20 bucks, and here we go, right? $20, $200, $1,200, $1,500. And this Chinese guy come barreling into the room and bumped me and went on outside the room. You know what happened next? $1,100, $500, $100. That's wizardry right there.
Yeah.
And don't think that all those freaking casinos and places you go, and don't think that the cartels and everybody in the world from CIA to ONI and everybody else
Don't
is
have
making,
their wizards doing their
they're all
shit.
doing that. All right. They're just not very good at it because they don't have the proper training. And if they'll get 30 people together, I'll provide that training. There we go.
The magic number.
Yeah. Magic number nine. There we go. You
Okay.
can be a 10th level magician. Just call me. Right?
Yeah. Well,
Right.
there you go.
Andy School of Wizardry. That would have got me burned at the stake probably 50 years ago even. Anyway,
Probably did last
yeah,
time around.
yeah.
Okay, when someone has good pattern recognition skills that they didn't consciously develop, is there something that initiated that skill in that person for survival or something else?
Uh, Mainly it occurs through, I'll use bad language, a clear channel, a pure information flow. So pattern recognition, who's the guy who wrote Snow Crash, Mona Lisa Overdrive? Anyway, the author for Snow Crash, you can look it up. Um, Pattern recognition is probably one of the most important skills you could have if you were going to invest in the stock market and you relied on data. Okay, you would be looking for pattern recognition skill level. I can teach that. But yeah, Neil Stevenson, excellent, right? And but if you're looking for what we call a pure channel, it would be pure intuition will tell you more than pattern recognition.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you meet somebody, you don't know if they're a serial killer or a politician, not to repeat myself.
Hmm.
But anyway, it's like your intuition will tell you that, but pattern recognition might be too late. And so what you see in the stock market with all these people that do um, charting and stuff, they're searching for pattern recognition, and the problem is it doesn't it's inefficient. Let's say if you can get 55-60% pattern recognition, you can be a bazillionaire on it. The one I've been working on is true intuitiveness about it, and I've been working on that for years because the pattern recognition comes after the fact, whereas pure intuition comes before the fact. Okay, so there you go.
Okay.
Good question. I like that.
Okay, so there are some cultures who or that don't like photographs taken of them because they believe it steals part of their soul. Is there actually any truth to that?
Um, and any piece or part of you, any photograph of you, even your name contains all your information. So they used to call it conjuring and scrying and all these other words out there that end in ing. And the answer is yes, there is a phenomena there. If you can tune into a photograph, well, you can see all kinds of things. There's actually a one program, I can't remember the name of it, where they study the face and they'll tell you your entire history. Well, they're not studying your face and they're not telling your entire history. They're pattern recognition and tapping into your information field to be able to deliver that information back to you. It's
Mm,
very popular in Scandinavia and Russia and stuff. So the answer is yes. We're
okay.
protective of our image much more, and thankfully, um, MK Ultra, as its progressive social media, has destroyed all efforts to protect ourselves. War Day, right?
We're back full circle to War Day.
Yeah,
Oh boy. Well, I mean, the next, I guess, statement slash question that comes after that, he says a photo does capture a particular energetic moment. So why wouldn't that include a fragment of our soul? And that just goes back to what you said. Also, the double slit experiment. It's a hologram, contains all the information. So, like,
yeah, it's fractal geometry if I want to be funny.
right, if you your favorite
Yeah,
geometry.
but it's not that it contains a part of the soul. They need to throw that language out. Okay.
There's an information hygiene that needs to happen and
Yeah.
vocabulary, coherent
Soul,
vocabulary.
spirit, right? All that kind of needs to go away. All right.
Ah.
That's right. It's
Okay,
insufficient. That's the biggest thing. Go on.
so the next question is, do you think the possible command of the command and control structure could be a form of non-human intelligence? And then he says that he can't stand that term.
Yeah. Um,
Palantir.
let me look. I hadn't thought of it that way. The problem is um, we're only human about 12 hours a day. The rest of the time, we're not human. I promise you. And like I said, it's a whole lecture and book I wanted to do sometime, right? You're only human 12 hours a day, and the rest of the time you're non-human, not human. Because you can only be human in a physical body, right? Your entire existence revolves around humanity being humanity in a physical form. And when you
Right.
go to sleep at night, when you're in a coma, when you're in drug-induced state, high fever, whatever, married, you end up in the position of being non-human. So there you go. So is non-human intelligence at work in the universe? The answer is 12 hours a day. Get over it.
I want to go back to if there are other planets with human civilization, for lack of a better word.
Right.
When we go into the light, do we recycle here or do you recycle on any one of those? Or are there more than that? Or
Well, okay. Number one is don't go to the light, right? Remember, Satan is a bringer of light. Right? Stay away from the tunnels. That's what I tell people.
oh
Been
man.
there, done that. Now, as far as reincarnation, at some level, everything that Bezos and Elon and all of them are up to is not called reincarnation, it's called reinsertion. Okay. And then the concept becomes what are we reinserting? We're reinserting a download. You were not you before you were conceived. I mean, you were you before you were conceived, but when conception occurs, you're blanked out, and then they reinsert, right? They reinsert a consciousness or a program or something or other. I mean, I've been deep into it for years, and all you got to do is remember a song, "Reunited," and it feels so good.
There are a lot of parents who are freaked out when their little 2 and 3 year olds say, I remember when I was a lady and I got murdered, and they go on these trips to the town and they find the people and they look up the thing and the kid, like the one kid who was on the plane or in the Twin Towers.
Yeah, because they used a dirty data drive, right? They're trying to clear that up with all this AGI and stuff, all right? So, no dirty data drives for where you have crossover memories from previous or other people's lifetimes. Get
Did you
over
go
it. They're
into the
not,
light last time? Is that why you're here? Did you get reinserted here somehow?
uh, I rejected the light. How's that? Or it rejected me. Take your pick. All right. Anyway, it was fun. Just tell people it's fun.
Yeah. Okay. Is it possible to set up magnets in a certain pattern that it could make an electromagnetic tesseract or Mobius?
Wait. So start over.
Is it possible to set up magnets in a certain pattern that it could make an electromagnetic tesseract or Mobius in the middle of said magnet placement? And if so, what would that do?
Oh, it's first thing is that it's not just the magnet itself, but if particularly electromagnets we'd go to. It's they're energized, and then we go to what level? How many electron volts are flowing through that magnet? And so the first thing you would get is field distortion. Okay. And then the second level would be reality distortion. And the next level would be um, dissolution. There we go. So it's a dangerous progression because each level requires a different intelligence to be able to operate and deal with.
Well, what would
So
happen if you got in the
distortion,
middle of it?
well, that's what I'm saying. You would get field distortion right off the bat. As an example, if you have a pacemaker and you put your phone over the pacemaker, that thing will start going wild. Why?
Okay, that's
Because
what
of
we're talking about.
magnetic
Okay.
distortion, right? And now, if you increase the volume, you're going to get, reality distortion, right?
Is that the
And
Montauk experiment?
yeah, this all ties into this whole thing about it's a big, circle, whatever you want to call it, about data centers and energy and magnetism and field strengths and all the other stuff. So,
Don't do it. Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Is
wait, if he wanted to purchase a bunch of or set up a bunch of electromagnets together, then depending on their orientation and energy levels, you can distort reality. Now, how's that work? I was in Alaska with a physicist friend of mine, and we were up there, and one night about 3 a.m., we decided we'd solve anti-gravity. And we figured out that we could take two electromagnetic magnets, energize them up, and literally point them at certain angles towards each other. And we would create a distortion field that would equate to the absence of gravity. So there you go. It's been around forever. But he and I worked it out on paper. It took about 30, 45 minutes and 2 beers. I mean, that's it. Right. So
I want to hang out with you guys,
all these people want
right?
to spend a fortune on anti-gravity. It's like, call me, you know?
Right? Just have a couple beers and I'll show you. It'll be
Yeah,
great.
that's it. That's it. Right. Simplest thing in the world. So Let's answer your question next.
Is it true that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line? Because I don't think it is, he says. And what is the shortest distance between 3 points?
Well, first of all, there's no distance between any of them. Next.
Okay. Is it true that most doing practices in internal martial arts are meant to eventually bring you to a realization of non-doing practice? It seems like a paradox.
Start over again.
Is it true that most doing practices in
Healing. Okay, got it. Got it.
yeah, in internal martial arts are meant to eventually bring you to a realization of non-doing practice? Because it seems like a paradox to him.
No, okay. Anybody does healing type work is doing it for entertainment purposes only. How's that?
Okay.
Right. Now, what's the entertainment? The universe has decreed a certain set of conditions. And as a wizard or healer or whatever, magician, whatever you want to call it, my job is to be able to override those conditions to whatever degree I can, and to whatever degree they can be overridden in your circumstances. That's the language. So
Mm,
even if you talk about internal work, you've left out half of the equation, which is that which is the other side of that equation. That's why I say it always comes down to an equation, right?
okay.
Right.
So it's all about math. I don't like it. Okay, that's great.
I'll
Thanks.
give you an example I've been working on. If when I was 19 years old, I was at 100 level of energy and information consolidation into my form,
Mhm.
and if I'm older, where am I at? And the answer is I was at a lower number, right? I was not as consolidated, efficient, present, whatever you want to call it.
Mm,
So if I take it as levels and put it into numbers without emotion, numbers don't have emotion. Theoretically, I could alter that and cause it to go back up just like it's been going down. If it's going down, we call it aging. If it's going up, we call it growth. So, so that's it. Remember, you got to understand the polarity of it. One of the first Hermetic principles, polarity.
that's right. I like the
Right.
Hermetic principles. They make sense in my head and it
Yeah.
it seems right. My mom always used to say things like they don't understand the psychology. You have to understand the psychology of your enemy if you want to be able to beat them. Otherwise, there's just no way.
Yeah.
Like
That's so
somebody who
big.
seems like they're a wall, what that's when you got to start like reaching in, right? And feeling to see what is this creature and how do I navigate this? For
Yeah.
me, like I don't know, some people call that being manipulative. I,
Every, wait a minute. Everything is manipulative. It's just whether or not you're good at it. If you're really, really good at it, we'll call you a wizard, right?
okay.
Yeah. So
Only children tend to be good wizards.
that's right. They are actually much more capable than they realize. Okay.
Should remind
Much.
myself that I'm an only child of two only children, so my wizardry is deep.
Yeah.
I have genetic wizardry. Okay. What is the inverse of a paradox? Ooh. Thanks,
Inverse
Matt.
of a paradox, a redhead. I mean, I don't know.
I love Lucy.
I'm gonna go with that answer.
A redhead. Okay. Natural redhead or
Oh no,
Clairol?
no, no, don't get
Never mind.
started. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think dinosaurs really existed or were they put together with random bones? Don't they have a lot of dino bones in Oklahoma? Okay, that's just a silly question.
Say that again.
That's just the way you asked it is silly, not necessarily the question. Do you think that dinosaurs really existed or were they put together with random bones? And then he asks, don't they have a lot of dinosaur bones in Oklahoma?
The answer to that, yes, Texas and Oklahoma both, right? They were the whole Midwest or whatever you want to call it between the Rockies and the Appalachia was an inland sea. And then when it came out of being a sea, it came into what we'd call a prairie or, flatlands, right? And that was Jurassic when there was a lot of large scale animals, which would indicate, by the way, that we had a different gravity potential at that time. So, so there's a lot of interesting things going on there. Uh, you can look at how many bazillions of years of erosion is taken to be able to see those bones or to be revealed. And obviously, anybody that knows that it occurred 6,000 years ago when the Earth was created. So there you go.
Wow. There's a TV
Read
show
the
called
book. Read the book. Read the book. That's all I can say.
There's a TV show called La Brea for you people who still like ABC, NBC, and CBS, where, mom and the kids are driving along and all of a sudden the sinkhole happens and they end up in prehistoric times and they look and they realize, wow, that's the La Brea tar pits. And then they look up and they see this big slit of light that's just shimmering, which is what they fell through, some weird light slit
All
sinkhole.
you have to do is go to MacArthur Park in Los Angeles and take a little fentanyl, and you'll have the same experience. You don't even have to watch the movie. You can go be a participant, right?
Wow, just make sure you don't get trank fentanyl because then your skin will start like oozing and you'll look like something out of The Walking Dead, but you won't be wearing any makeup to look
Oh,
like that
that's easy. That's
vampy
Ozempic face. Anyway,
Ozempic face. Oh no.
yeah.
It's a new condition. Ozempic face. Okay. When we engage our use when we engage in using our imagination, does it bring us to a higher state of consciousness compared to logical and analytical thinking? I don't know why I think that's funny.
Imagination is not thinking. Imagination is tapping into the field where the field is communicating information to you that's bypassing your intellect. There we go.
Hmm.
Okay. So we would say imagination is non-operative. Okay. It's a total receptive type thing. Okay. And the reception is what we call flow through. The reception of that information, imagery, flows through your hands or your mouth, whatever, like if you sing or draw or paint or whatever way you're expressing yourself. We call that a flow through from the field all the way down into the consciousness, well, bypassing conscious and going directly into the motor control and the expression of that information by whatever energy and intellect you have to be able to express it. There we go.
That look on my face because in my head I'm seeing like an image of a woman speaking with her mouth open and
Yeah.
long spirals that look like smoke, but it's not smoke, it's spirals of information just spewing out into the
It there is a what's called an L form meditation. The information comes in here and comes out through the third eye point.
Hmm.
Now, if it comes in here and comes out through another center in the body, you get a different expression. That's why you have physical expression of imagination and creativeness. You have mental, you have emotional, spiritual, psychic, psycho, yeah, all these different things, right? So that's how it originates is because it's an input. And now we're back to dear old Elon and 9G where they're trying to control the input. They're not trying, they're working on controlling the input. If I control the input, you're no longer capable of independent thought. That's it.
Well, that's why they want everybody looking everything up on AI so that they
Yeah.
don't
Well, and that's controllable too, right? Ever been blocked by Facebook or any person? That's controlling the input, all right, in the simplest form. Next.
When viewing the world situation, life with wonder, does it help you to see things you may not have noticed? He says he he does this when he's being bait. No, he does this when he's in the woods and he finds things that he never knew about all the time. For me, like when I'm in wonderment, I I sponge way more things up and I also am able to, I don't know, fairy sprinkle my direct environment and my energy field with that same
To,
wonderment. Like
to
it feels
say to say I wonder about something, anything,
good. Mm,
is to open up the channel, I hate that language, the connection better to the field which contains that information which would be available to you at that level.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And then like me, I go into the woods and go, I wonder, wonder, wonder who wrote the book of love.
Oh, wow. Because
See?
whoever it is got it wrong. It's really
Well, not only
a
that, they
masterpiece.
also wrote a book called The Laws of Physics and the Laws of this, that, and the other, and they are totally that crazy, right? Anyway,
Wonderful.
yeah, anybody believes in physics really needs to call me. They need a new religion, right? So,
Well, maybe we can have the rat religion since they're going to be the ones who outlive everybody in the apocalypse.
yeah.
It could be called rat religion.
Oh, there's actually a book called King Rat, I think. It's a
Yeah, there is.
scary,
Yeah, there
scary,
is.
scary book.
You
Scary book.
know, when I first started dating my husband, he said he wanted to be king rat of the rat race.
Yeah.
And I
We call
thought,
that a red flag.
yeah,
We call that a whole parade.
but I hadn't read the book at that point. So
No.
anyway, I probably
Well,
should have.
I just wrote it. Anyway.
Okay. Do you think that they're trying to pull another pandemic with the hantavirus? You like how I
Oh,
sagged back into that with the rat stuff? He says he thought zoonotic transfer from animals is impossible unless we carry that animal's DNA. And then he says they put all kinds of animal DNA in the jabs, so maybe, who knows? Maybe that's how.
uh, why get it through such painful circumstances when you can go to McDonald's? I mean, right?
Or have a ride in my car.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, go open up the hood of my engine and take a nice close look
If
and
you if
sniff.
you open up the hood of your car in New York City, do not inhale. Right? That's
It's
what I would tell
so
you.
bad. It is so bad.
Yeah.
I need a new car. Okay. Okay, so here's the last
Oh,
question.
they make these pouches that you can buy online that they throw in the chicken coops and stuff to get them red in
Yep,
the
I have
box.
some of those pouches and I think they
Or
shoot them up for dinner.
you could build a little cage, all right, to make sure it's all contained in your
Trap them.
engine bay, and you could drop a couple of big tomcats in there at night, right? Right?
That sure beats the snake. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could
See?
have a whole menagerie in my car engine.
Yeah, that's it. Right?
Then I'll get famous, finally.
Yeah.
Are you
The
ready for the
engine
last question?
Engine Bay Menagerie. I can see the title of that movie right now.
Yeah, she didn't have to buy a zoo. She was driving one.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for the last question?
Yes.
God, thank God. Okay, the NDE package needs an upgrade, he says. Hand people an old Blagic. Oh, Blagic. Okay, try again. Take
All
7,822.
right. Click.
The NDE package needs an upgrade. Hand people an old black magic grimoire with the only instructions being FAFO, FAFO. I'm just going to say that that means meow around and find out. This way, people can be sure they take something unseen home with them that can scare them daily. What do you think of that?
Um, I think the hippies, of which I might have been a part of in the 60s, had it right. Reality is for people that can't handle drugs.
Oh, wow. Just ground and find out, why don't you?
Yeah, that's it, right? Tune in, turn on, and drop out. That was the language, right?
Every night, man. Every night. And then I wake up back into this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They had particular paths of exploration, kind of like meditation that were available. They were called purple Osley and white this and blotter acid, and they were
Grateful
just
Dead acid. Don't forget the great and mescaline, double barrel
yeah,
mescaline. Like, yeah,
yeah.
all the things that,
Psilocybin. I mean, they had more channels available on their TV station than most people do today. How's that?
when I was 13 and 14, I was hanging around with people that were more like 17 and 18 because only children tend to be a little more mature because they are raised and hang around adults more. So, like emotionally, I was my age, but intellectually and experientially, I was like a little grown up, so I could hang out with kids who were older. And this
Yeah.
one guy up in the country, Mark Hofer, they would always say, okay, then they'd get together and they would buy acid and they would trip. And I remember one night he said, because I was annoying him. That's one thing only children can do. We get single focused and then we get what we want. So just to shut me up, he put something in my mouth and I was like, nothing happened. He said, because I took a little bit of a matchstick and I put that in your mouth because I tried to figure what can I make her think she's, because I'm not giving you acid. You're 14 years old. Get out of here. But when I was 15, all that changed. And he did let me have some acid. I saw trails, like car lights, like a car would turn while he was at a red light, and I would just see the trails. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Synesthesia is a vast entertainment. I'll put it that way. A state
Eventually
of
it
synesthesia.
stopped. Thank God. I don't much care for that. Like I
That was MK. By the way, all that acid and everything, that was MK Ultra. That was CIA stuff, right?
I don't enjoy it. The only thing
Oh,
I
window pane was another one back then.
window pane. Yeah, window pane. Frank Zappa talked about that a lot. That
Yeah,
guy was so smart and he
yeah.
was a very intuitive man. He was a very intellectually adept man. He had EQ as well, and he was articulate. As much as he seemed like a goofball that sang around Joe's Garage and Catholic girls and whatever, he was smart as hell.
Yeah. Just remember on all those trips, they called it, everybody can get there. Everybody can go somewhere. The trick becomes, can you come back? Right? And the same thing's true for um, NDEs, right? It's not the fact everybody gets there. It's whether you can come back from it. And that's what makes you a wizard or a shaman. So there.
A lot of the NDE things that I've seen, people talking about their NDEs, they don't really want to come back because it's so
Yeah.
nice there.
Well, the problem is you can't be a wizard unless you have some interactive control or interactive ability with there where NDEs occur. Okay. So that's it.
Well, if
Right?
you have mediumship, even though it's not controlled, if you have uncontrolled contact with that realm, does that help?
Then then that is not wizardry. That is being a victim. That is being a controlled
Entity
conscious.
by,
Yeah,
okay.
like Chanel, controlled consciousness, CC.
Oh, wow.
See, that's
Coco Chanel.
all those people that wear those bags and stuff. It's like
M
they ever,
Coco Ultra.
yeah, they call it controlled consciousness, and they're advertising that because they have been duped into the idea that somehow a $20,000 bag makes me important or a $30,000 dress. And I thought we were done talking about Saint Melania at this point.
Oh, wow. Lizard people. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
that's enough. It's
Women can be saints too. It doesn't have to, they should be called saintess, right?
Satanists.
Saintesses.
Saintesses? The Empress
Saintesses?
Saintess. The
Yeah,
Saintess Melania.
yeah,
Um, I
yeah,
think I think I think I think we should go to Waffle House now. I'm
yeah.
hungry.
Okay, I agree with that.
Okay, I'll
It
see
was a
you.
great time. Thank you.
See you at the
And
portal.
remember, do your part by the book.
Buy that. Buy it now. Do it.
There you go. All right. Love you. Bye, everybody.
Hasta la vista. Subscribe and like and all that fun stuff. Okay, bye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, later.